Let's just say you have decided this week is going to be your week and you are finally going to launch your shop, right? You're finally going to get your presence out there and become known to your ideal customer. You've done all of the hard work. You're still kind of trying to figure things out, but you're ready to get out there. You're ready to launch your first product. What exactly do you need to do? That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you the list of the 5 next things that I would do if I was trying to launch my soap shop within the next 7 days. Okay. Welcome back to, well, I hope it's welcome back to our Cold Process Soaper Foundations series. This is a growing series. I actually originally planned it with 10 videos, but now I think we're going to be up to 12. Today's video is video number 8 in the series. I would highly recommend you go all the way back to the beginning and watch those other videos, especially if you're at the beginning of your soap making journey and you're ready to take it from your passion-based hobby to an actual business. Okay. Now, these are the very true things. Look, I even wrote them down. These are the very true things that I would do if I wanted to launch my business within 7 days. It felt right to film this video now, as many people have that New Year's resolution to start their business or to finally stop putting it off. So here I am. My name is Sarah. You're watching the Strategy Studio for Makers. Let's dive in. So the very first thing that I would do if I was trying to launch my soap shop, which now that I'm thinking about it, this could also apply to other handmade businesses as well. First thing I would do is open a Shopify starter store. Okay. A starter store is not the same as a regular store. I have used both in the past. I've honestly, at this point, used all of the different platforms for building your own website. For a retail website, nothing is better than Shopify, just straight up and honestly. If you have a physical product-based business, then I would definitely say you should go the Shopify route and specifically the starter store. If you go with a basic store, I think it's like $350 for a year. So is that bad? I guess it depends on, your budget. It's not bad, but I think it's like it ends up being like $29 or so a month. That is a wonderful option. However, if I was trying to launch within a week, I would not pick that because there are so many different pages you have to create and things you have to consider. When you do and really have to build. So when you do this Shopify starter store, not only is it $5 a month, so you're saving over $300 a year, it has an extremely easy to use, figure out, and understand and build interface. I know that didn't sound right, but hopefully you got where I'm going with it because I can't go back to doing it again. I'm not going to say it right that next time either. So it's just very easy to use. Here is what mine looks like. I'm telling you, this took less than an hour to make mine, and I don't regret switching over to it at all. I have had a full website for a year, and again, it's lovely, but in 2026, that's not what I want to do. That's not where I want to spend my time or my limited budget. I want something that is way easier to use, less mess, super easy to update, etc. All the things that help me stay focused and on track for my sales in 2026. And that is what I would do. So if your plan is to open within 7 days, start that Shopify starter store. You can get it fully set up and published within an hour. And by the way, this is not at all sponsored by anything that I may talk about in the video. Our video today is actually kindly sponsored by myself and my new course, the Product Edit Blueprint. The Product Edit Blueprint is a self-paced course hosted on my website, strategystudio4makers.com. This course is basically your step-by-step framework or guide to looking at the products that you offer and figuring out the best way to present them to your customers. Not only does it take into account your brand concept that hopefully you developed through my free workshop, also available on my website, but it will also lead you through how you can build a collection that people will truly obsess over and love. And once you figure that out, we apply it to your schedule, the time that you have available, truly individualized to you. It will help you create these collections that fit within your timelines, and then you can apply that framework to every single product collection that you make in the future. Now, that was a very surface level description of the course. You can find out more details again on my website, strategystudioformakers.com/PEB. That is Product Edit Blueprint. And thank you so much to myself for sponsoring this video. Okay. The second thing that I would do, which kind of piggybacks off of the first thing, is you want to go ahead and buy a custom domain for your Shopify starter site and a business email address. I know we think that these little things won't make a difference, but it does matter. Okay. It matters in the form of your customers trusting you, seeing you as a legitimate business, and wanting the products that you have to offer. Your customers will not take you seriously if they think that you don't take yourself seriously and your business seriously. And this is a super quick and inexpensive way that you can do this. So think about this for a minute. Let's say I have my soap shop. Let's say my name is I Make the Best Soaps. Okay. Please don't ever name your business that. But anyway, if you have your Shopify starter website and you don't have a custom domain, it's going to show up as something along the lines of shopify.imakethebestsoapsever.com, right? It adds that Shopify branded domain in there. And then, of course, you're going to need a customer service email address. So then your customer service email address becomes imakethebestsoaps@gmail.com. That is not a signal that you are a legitimate business. And while it may be a little bit different if you're selling in person where they can actually talk to you and see you, etc., right? Kind of has like a different vibe to it. In my opinion, at least, you need that custom domain and email address so that you can, again, be more legitimate. It does have a cost. It's not that much. I truly think it is worth the investment. And then you can figure out if it worked out for you. But it's not putting your best foot forward if you don't have those things customized to your business. And time-wise, as far as your week goes, again, that takes less than an hour to set up as well. And then you can connect it with your Shopify site. Actually, you can buy it through your Shopify site, if I'm not mistaken. I think you can buy, you can buy domains through your Shopify website. So you don't even have to go to figure out an external domain preparer, domain offerer, domain broker, wherever they sell domains online. Number 3. This one is the one, let me scoot closer because this is the one I feel people always are like, whoa, chill out a little bit. You need to decide if you plan on showing up on social media. Do I think you have to? No. However, I do think that if you plan to sell online, that you probably do need one. Again, you don't have to follow this advice, but if it were me, and I decided that social media was the game I was going for, or was the free marketing technique I wanted to follow, what I would do is start coming up with a parallel concept to your brand that will help you grow. So what exactly is a parallel brand concept? This is kind of something that I have come up with. This is how I have found the most success on social media, and this has led me to faster growth than I have seen before in other iterations of my business. And it is that I am not making brand content for my social media. I'm actually making content that parallels what I offer. So for example, here I have my first product under my new business, Soap Crush. It is a bag of mini soaps. Okay, this one only has a couple in it, but it is a bag of mini soaps. It is brunch themed. What I'm not going to do is say, hey, take a look at my new bag of soaps. No, because people don't care about that. Something that people do care about is why soaps at big box stores are not called soap. They're called beauty bars or body cleansers instead of actually being labeled bar soap. That is something that people, especially these days, care about. But again, it's not posting my product. It's posting something that other people care about, where my product is the solution. And really, if you want to talk about this more, I could probably make so many videos on how this concept and how this framework is going to project my business onto many, many people in the future and get me to my ideal audience without saying, pick me, pick me, pick me, right? Nobody likes to pick me. So that would be the next thing that I would do. The fourth thing that I would do is I would plan how I was going to get my first 10 sales. Can you count on people in your personal life to do that? Maybe so. Also, maybe not. I know it's sad, but it is true that not everyone in your personal life is going to understand your decision to become a business owner and support, whether it be online or in a sales kind of way. I definitely see this a lot, and I did also experience this myself when I started. People think, okay, I've started my new business. I'm going to present it and everyone's going to be like, oh my God, yes, I have to buy this. This is my best friend. This is my cousin. This is my family. This is my husband's cousin, whatever. I'm going to support them. That does not happen. And it is weird to talk about. Also, like personally, it's harder for me to talk about people in my real life about my business than it is to talk to all of you on this little corner of our internet, right? Like it's so much harder. And there are tons of different things or causes for that, which we can't get into because I'm trying to make this one a faster video than my videos typically are. Um, but you have to plan those first 10 sales, how you're going to get them, and do not include family and friends on there. They should be the icing on the cake that is your first 10 sales, not the ingredients to making your first 10 sales cake. I just thought of that off the top of my head. Hopefully it comes across as cute as it was when I came up with it. And finally, the last step, the last thing that I would be doing if I plan to launch my soap business in the next 7 days is to show up, follow through, talk to people about the business, have audacity, work on your mindset. I don't know why I picked up this empty water bottle. Do the scary thing. And I know that that might seem like lame or typical advice, but I promise you, this is so often overlooked that it is crazy, because people will be like, oh, no one's buying for me. And then you start to question, well, did I talk about it? I met 3 new people at the fundraiser this week. Did I even mention that? No, personally, I know I don't. I went through a 4-ish year long phase where I didn't want to talk about my business because I was scared or nervous or self-conscious, or I knew it wasn't fully. I still get a little bit tiny nervous when people want to talk to me about it. When people talk about themselves, this is often something that falls through the cracks, if you will, because they don't want to off put the other person or make them feel weird. And I have been there. But what I have also learned is that if you don't talk about your business, nobody else is going to talk about your business. So you need to start showing up for yourself, and you'll see the difference that it makes when the time comes to spread your wings and fly. Okay. Now, I didn't say this at the beginning of the video, so hopefully most of you are still here. As you know, this is a part of a series, and I've been asking in every single video about the series that I have posted for people to leave their shop information down below so I can go shopping in your shops, right? And I can support you. I can learn new things about people in my community, which is something that I really love doing and plan to hit hard in 2026. So please leave your shop information down below. If you have a bestseller, let me know what that is as well. Not only am I shopping in there, but other people might be shopping in there too. And I'd love for us to kind of have this thing that we share together. Okay. Hopefully, you're coming back next week when we talk about wholesale mistakes that I am refusing to bring to the new year of 2026. Okay. I'll see you then. Bye.